friends, it's Barbara or Doll, and I thought I'd sit with you and chat a little bit while I work on my sock. And I do have to look at my hands once in a while because I'm just not that good. Let me see if I can move this a little bit that way and that way. The last time I pushed the camera back, I pushed my knitting on the floor. Not good, not good. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Wednesday here, Eastern time, about 2:45. At 3 o'clock, the Roomba upstairs starts up. And so I always know when it's 3 o'clock, right? And I have a feeling that maybe the Venetian blinds are going to be a problem. So let me just raise that up a little bit while I'm sitting here, because I can. Because I know for some people that causes a big, big problem. Is that enough? Yeah, a little bit more maybe. There we go. And I'll turn my iron cross around. I don't know whether you can really see it or not. I don't know. Can I do, whoops, that doesn't work. Okay. I try to do all sorts of things. It's just really, really bright, isn't it? I don't know what to do about that. I like the light from behind me because it helps me to see what I'm doing, right? So maybe we'll do it this way. I like moving furniture around in my house. Maybe that's better. I think maybe that's a lot better. You can see I think it's the Astris blanket hanging on the wall here. It's been here for a while now. I haven't done any work on it since, I think, 2022 maybe, and that's when I ended up putting it up on the wall. I have a few more of the flowers to attach to it, but I just haven't picked it up. The socks I'm working on right now, and I'll talk a little bit about that. It's a hand spun 3-ply merino silk blend that I got from Lori at the Black Lamb, specifically to work with Tracy, who I'll try to link below here. On her Patreon, she was doing a spin to knit socks tutorials. And so I bought this fiber specifically for that and have it all spun up, but just never got around to working with it. So this time, when I cast on my 12 projects, and 11 of them were socks, one of them was this. And it's just, like I said, plain vanilla. I'm doing an afterthought heel on this one because I don't know how much of the yarn I'm going to have. There, I've done another row. So let me just open it up for you so you can see it. I love the colors. These are definitely my colors. And you can see where the heel will be. And I have a feeling the heel is going to be that blue. It's a pretty blue. Let me see here. That's the blue. It looks much darker there, but it's got light and dark spots in it. So I have to spin and ply that before I can do the heel. And I may even do the toes in that. I did the cuff in this white, and this is a merino. But it's only 2-ply, and it's not, I don't think it's heavy enough for a heel or a toe. It looks really pretty at the top. It was a knit one, purl one, twisted. And then I did one row of purl to kind of give it an edge there. So that's what I did with that. And the needles are 2.75 from Knit Picks. And I really like these needles. I may get another set in a smaller size, because most of my socks aren't knit this thick. But I'm just scooting along here, and I go between a throwing technique and a picking technique. And my picking technique is more Norwegian style than a German style, I guess you'd say, because I keep the yarn close to my finger. So it's almost more like a crochet loop that I do. And I got it now so that either way I knit, I get the same tension. And the only time my tension varies with these socks is when my spinning varied a little bit. Like, I don't know whether you can see that or not there. It's a little bit thicker in there. And that was just the spin. I had nothing else with that. The reason I did a 3-ply was to get the gradient, the changing color, so it wasn't all muddied. Still trying to figure out the best way to do a 2-ply that way. But for now, this is what I have. And that's just too much. I fold it under because it's too much for me to kind of get caught in my clothing when I'm knitting it. So are you working on any socks right now? And if you are, do you have a favorite pattern? I'm just trying to think now. The first pair of socks I made in January had a traditional heel gusset, slip stitch heel construction. The second one I did had an, what do you call it? The German short row or the boomerang construction. And I'm still not sure I like it as well. The socks I'm wearing today have that. And I'll just kind of give you a chance to see this here. Let me finish this needle. So the afterthought goes in where that is there. So you pick up stitches on either side and then pull out the middle part, and then you knit it like you would a toe. So these I knit last year and are done with the German short row. These have been worn quite a bit and they've been washed quite a bit. Again, knit one, purl one, twisted rib on that one, and a standard toe. The socks I'm wearing, if I can get it off, no, I don't need to, is again a German short row. Oh, I will. I'll show you anyway. How's that? I've had these on. They're so comfortable. So another German short row heel. These are so soft. So soft. And this is the SKYP sock pattern that I found on Ravelry. And it's one of my go-to patterns. I really like it. Knit 2, purl 2 for 10 rows at the top. And again, a row of purl stitches across that. Not across, sorry. So these are super soft. It's a merino from a dyer in Nova Scotia. And I really like these socks. So I'm hoping they last a while. I do have a bit of the yarn left over if I need to mend them. Because I'm a big fan of mending your socks or mending your clothing rather than just getting rid of. And especially when I've taken the time to knit, then yes, I have to do that. I'm going to show you really quickly here the test knit that I'm doing. And I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's not live yet, but I'm almost finished. So the yarn is Briggs & Little, and it's a single ply. It's not a ply, it's a single. And there's, a really nice construction on this. The yarn is a little harder than I would possibly have liked for this, but it will soften up. So I'm working on that. I have a deadline to finish that test knit for Tracy. And also on my needles and another pattern from Tracy actually, are these cuffs. And this is yarn that was gifted to me. bright green. It's like, whoa, what is that? 55 fine merino, 30% baby alpaca, and 15% mulberry silk. Oh, wow. Oh, you can't read it backwards, can you? Audine Wools by Knit Crate. Audine Wools is called Sleet. Maya Luna Corazon. So yeah, you can't read that. And the color is called Unwind. I guess you'd be unwinding because it's so bright. So I take it and I put it in the center of my cake when I get it all done off there. So this is a beautiful little cuff with a cable twist on it. Let me see if I can put it on. And then the palm, of course, is just straight. There, isn't that pretty? I really, really like this pattern. This is about the 4th pair I've made, I think. So I haven't done a lot of work on that because I've been making sure that I get my socks done and this test knit done as well. And that, I'm knitting the cuff on a 3.25 needle for that yarn. I don't know what you'd call the weight. It's a worsted, I think. A worsted weight, maybe. So back to my sock I go, right? I worked out the math. In order to finish 12 pairs of socks in 12 months, I need to knit 12 rows a day on a sock. Of course, I do more than that some days, but not always. Not always. But most days I hit the target of 12, and that allows me enough time to complete the socks. See, I switched to British style here. That was the first I learned. So it is I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I picked it up and I just started knitting. So that's what you have. Other things on my needles, I have a pair of mitts for Nick that I've started and haven't done anything with because I need to spin the yarn. I'm doing a 3-ply for that. And my blanket, the Nor'easter. So I'm spinning on a spindle every day. And I finished mine earlier today. I just did a little tiny bit of the orange. And if you've watched my videos, I have a jar full of these little tiny bits and pieces. So every once in a while I pick up that blanket and off I go. And I'm adding in different colors and still not sure how wide to make it. But the next time I do a video, maybe I'll get it out again and show you the progress I've made on that. So what I do, and I've seen this, I think it was a Crazy Sock Lady who does this. She puts a stitch keeper and a stitch marker. And then I know how many rows I've done that day. So you can see that's how much I knit today. And I also know that I also have a row counter on my laptop, which I'm recording on right now, so I can't leave here. And then once I've got the 12, I'll go in and make sure I've added the 12. So this is the second set of 12, heading to 48 rows for the foot of my sock. So I'd be interested to know what you're working on. Do you knit socks with hand spun yarn? I know there's a couple of different groups of people on YouTube who are spinning and knitting socks right now. A lot of people are knitting socks. I've called this my year of the socks, which I really like because I like socks. They're small, they're portable, and because I never finish a sweater, right? So I'll show you my sweater when I'm done this needle because that's the other thing I still have on the needles. Actually, I have 2 sweaters on the needle, but I'll show you the one I'm currently working on. And I try to do 1 row a day on that, maybe 2, but usually it's just 1 because it's a long way around for me. And I keep going here. There, I'll put that down and I will show you my sweater. Now this is the whatever sweater. And this is what I've got done. Again, this is Briggs & Little. I think I might have shown this before. So it's just straight knitting. And the increases this time, I decided to do yarn over. The green marker means that's the beginning of the round. And I'm almost ready to take off for the sleeves. Almost. So it gives that kind of lacy look. There's the other sleeve. So once I got this far with it, I didn't need the stitch markers anymore. I like that option, you know. It gives it a little bit of design and flair. It's not a tight knit sweater. It's a little looser. And again, it's the Briggs & Little single ply. And I'm super, super happy with how it's going. So again, you know, 1 row a day is not going to go very fast at this point. But at the rate that I've written out my sock right now, I should be done before the end of the month. So I may get more done on my sweater. I have a bucket down here that has my sweater in it. And there we are. There we are. So words of wisdom, work on what makes you feel happy. Work on what gives you joy. I find that if I work on a project and it's not going quite the way I want, sometimes I'll just get Nick to rip it out for me because I don't like ripping things out. Other times I'll just put it aside until I can come back to it. But one of the reasons I have multiple things on the go is so that if something just doesn't feel right for the day, I can go on to something else. And there's basically nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong at all. It just keeps us active and trying to do different things, right? And learning new techniques. There, it's 3 o'clock. The rumba just came on. So it's time for me to say goodbye. But I hope you have a marvelous day. Spring is coming. Our daylight savings time starts Sunday. We're almost through Lent. We have Good Friday, Palm Sunday, Good Friday, Easter, Resurrection Sunday coming up. And then spring. I mean, it feels like spring's here now, but spring is definitely coming. But I hope you have a wonderful day and find all the blessings you can in the life around you and in the life you live. Until next time, God bless.